Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Stephanie and today I'll be showing you how to make this really cute mini rose purse. You can either make it as a Barbie doll purse, you can make it as a keychain, or you can make it as a coin purse. Now I did want to show you two different types of materials. One is cotton thread and the other one is acrylic yarn. It is a big difference, but it's the exact same pattern, just a different type of material. And they all three do have snaps in them. So let's go ahead and get on to the materials, which you're going to need a 6 and 1/80 millimeter hook, and of course you're going to need the thread, or cotton yarn or acrylic yarn, whichever one you prefer to use. So let's go ahead and get started on making it. First we're going to start off with the magic ring, then we're going to chain 2. Then we're going to put 11 double crochets into the magic ring, and if you don't know what that is, you wrap the yarn around the hook, you go through the loop, you'll grab the yarn, you'll have 3 loops on your hook, you'll go through 2, and then you go through another 2. Now we're going to close our magic ring, and then we're going to slip stitch into the first chain, or the top of the first chain. That's when you go through the stitch, you'll grab the yarn, you'll pull through both. Alright, now we're going to chain 3. We are going to double crochet back into that same chain space. Then in the next stitch we're going to put 2 double crochets. And then in the next stitch, 2 double crochets. And this is going to be our repeat all the way around. 2 double crochets into the same stitch. Okay, after that we are going to slip stitch into the top of the third chain. Chain 3. And then we're going to double crochet back into the same chain space. And then in the next stitch we're going to put a double crochet. In the next stitch we're going to put 2 double crochets. The next stitch 1 single double crochet. The next stitch 2 double crochets, and this is going to be our repeat all the way around. Alright, next we're going to slip stitch once again into the top of the third chain. Then we're going to chain 3. Then we're going to double crochet back into that same spot. Then in the next 2 stitches is going to be a single double crochet. Then in the next space we are going to put 2 double crochets. The next 2 spaces is going to be a double crochet. The next stitch is going to be 2 double crochets. And this is going to be our repeat all the way around. Slip stitch into the top of the third chain. Then we're going to chain 3. Double crochet back into the same spot. Now we're going to double crochet into the next 3 stitches. Next stitch we are going to do 2 double crochets. Next 3 stitches is going to be a double crochet. The next stitch is going to be 2 double crochets, and this is going to be our repeat all the way around. When we get to the end, we're going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain, and then we're going to cut a yarn, and then we're going to do another one identical to it, and then I'm going to show you how to work the sides. Now for the side of the purse, is very easy. We're going to start off with the slip knot, then we're going to chain 5, then we're going to go down the chain with a single crochet, then we're going to chain 1, turn our work, single crochet down the chain, then we're going to chain 1, turn our work, we're going to single crochet down the chain 1, single crochet down the chain 1, and we're going to do this repeat until we hit 34 rows. Now we're going to work on the sides. So we're going to take our circle here and we're going to make the pretty side face us, which how you can tell is you have your tail from the center that's going to be away from you. Okay, and then we're going to insert it into a stitch, and then we're going to slip stitch this together, and then we're going to move on to our next stitch on our side, and then we're going to find the next stitch on our circle, and then we're going to single crochet, or you can slip stitch, whichever one you prefer. Then we're going to go to the next stitch, and then our next stitch, hopefully you can see that, and then single crochet. So from our side panel here, we're going to put it through a stitch, and then our circle panel here, we're going to put it through a stitch, and then we're going to single crochet, if that makes more sense. And then we're just going to keep going along until we have reached the end. Next, we are going to single crochet all on the side. That way we do not have to cut our string. I accidentally cut mine. Alright, now we're going to take our next panel and we're going to put the pretty side towards us. And we're going to find a stitch and we're going to slip stitch. And then we're going to do the exact same thing to this side as we did to the other side, and find one stitch, find the next stitch, and then single crochet or slip stitch, whichever one you prefer, all along the side. And then when we get to the end, then we're going to, our last stitch, we're going to be a slip stitch, and then we're going to cut our yarn. Now after we have weaved in our ends and cut our string, this is what our project should look like so far. And then now we're going to work on the rows. Now for the rows, we are going to chain 56 chains, and then we're going to skip the first 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then go into the third stitch with a single crochet. Then after that, we're going to go all the way down our chain with a single crochet. When we reach to the end, we are going to chain 5, turn our work, double crochet back into that same chain spot. Then we're going to skip 2 stitches, double crochet into the third stitch. Then we're going to chain 2, double crochet back into the same chain spot. Now what this is doing is creating a V. Okay, now we're going to skip 2 spots, go into the third spot with a double crochet, following a chain 2, following another double crochet back into that same chain spot. And here's our next V, and we're going to do that all along till we reach to the end. Now once we get to the end, we're going to chain 1, turn our work, then in this chain space right here, the very first one, we're going to put 7 double crochets. Okay, now after those 7 double crochets into the next chain space, we are going to put a single crochet, now into the next chain space, we're going to put 7 double crochets. So in the V stitches, we're going to put double crochets in. In between the V stitches, we're going to put a single crochet. Alright, and we're going to do that all along until we get to the end. And then when we get to the end, we're going to slip stitch to the top of the first chain, and then we're going to cut our yarn. Once we have finished with all of our petals, now it's time to form the rose. What we're going to do is we are just going to wrap it around. Make sure that it is tight. And now what we're going to do is we're either going to take a hook or we're going to take a needle and we're going to go through the bottom. Make sure you go through the top and you kind of pull on it. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And now we're going to take a piece of yarn and then pull it through. And what I do is I tie a knot in it. Cut that part off. And now we're going to continue rolling it. Just a little bit, and then we're going to take it and do the same thing. Go through the bottom, grab our yarn, And then we're just going to keep doing that until we've reached the end. Now once we have secured it, it should look a little something like this. Make sure that the petals don't fall apart as you're lightly pulling on them. And then now we're going to set it on our purse, and we're going to secure it to our purse. Now next we're going to work on our handle and our snap. I had already put on my snap. Alright, so for the handle, we're going to need to attach our yarn somewhere right around about here. Alright, now we're going to do 20 chains. And so here's our 20. And now we're going to attach it right about here. You can count the stitches if you would like. I eyeball mine. Alright, then we're going to cut our yarn. And then we have one strap done. Now we're going to do the exact same thing to the other side. Alright, so here's the purse all nice and completed. We have our snap-on, we have our handles, we have our rows. Alright, hopefully you enjoyed watching my video and making your own rose purse. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Be much appreciated. Hopefully you have a lovely day.